Least to most defensive zodiac signs. Criticism is the ultimate test of character. Some people can take a joke or a critique without blinking, while others treat a helpful suggestion like a declaration of war. It comes down to how secure we feel in ourselves. Are you the type to laugh off an insult, or do you start plotting revenge the moment someone says you're wrong? Today, we are ranking the zodiac signs from the thick-skinned stoics to the emotional fortresses who take everything personally. Let's see where you rank on the defensive scale. Number 12, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the least defensive because they genuinely do not care what you think. Their ego is bulletproof, not because they are arrogant, but because they don't take life seriously enough to get offended. If you insult them, they will probably laugh and agree with you. They value truth over feelings, so if you call them messy or loud, they'll say, "Yeah, I am," and high-five you. They are too busy looking at the big picture to get bogged down in petty criticism. To them, being defensive is a waste of energy that could be spent having fun. Why hold a grudge when you could book a flight? Number 11, Gemini. If you criticize a Gemini, you won't get a wall, you'll get a debate. They are the spin doctors of the zodiac. Before you can even finish your sentence, they have already rationalized their behavior, changed the subject, and somehow made it your fault. They don't get hurt, they get curious and talkative. They use words as a shield. They will detach emotionally and treat the conflict like an intellectual exercise. They are rarely defensive in a heavy, emotional way because they don't stay in one feeling long enough for the criticism to stick. They just talk their way out. Number 10, Aquarius. Aquarius handles criticism like a computer processing an error message. Cold, logical, and slightly confused. They don't get defensive because they don't value your emotional opinion. If you say they are cold, they will analyze that statement scientifically rather than feeling bad about it. They are so fixed in their own identity that your judgment bounces right off them. They might think you are stupid for not understanding them, but they won't feel wounded. They are the kings of the unbothered attitude. To get a rise out of them, you have to attack their intelligence, not their character. Number 9, Libra. Libra hates conflict so much that their defense mechanism is aggressive pleasantness. If you criticize them, they won't fight back. They will smile, agree with you, and then immediately change the subject to something pretty. They deflect with charm. Inside, they might be panicking that you don't like them, but on the outside, they are the picture of grace. They use their social skills to smooth over the rough edges of a critique. They aren't thick-skinned, but they are slippery. You can't pin them down because they will agree with everything just to make the awkward conversation stop. Number 8, Capricorn. Capricorn isn't defensive, they are dismissive. They have built an empire of self-assurance, and they view your criticism as irrelevant noise. If you tell a Capricorn they are wrong, they will just look at you with pity. They don't need to defend themselves because the results speak for themselves. They are the bosses who say, "I hear you," and then proceed to do exactly what they planned anyway. They are secure in their competence. They treat your opinion like a suggestion box that leads directly to the shredder. They only get defensive if you attack their professional reputation or their status, but even then, they handle it with a cold, terrifying silence. Number 7, Virgo. Virgo gets defensive because they honestly tried harder than anyone else. They are perfectionists, so when you point out a flaw, it crushes them. Their defense is an explanation. "I only did that because," followed by a 12-point plan on how they will fix it. They don't attack you. They attack themselves, but they will frantically explain the logic behind their mistake to prove they aren't incompetent. They are terrified of being seen as useless or messy. Their defensiveness is just anxiety in a trench coat. They want to be right, but mostly they want to be good. Number 6, Taurus. When a Taurus feels attacked, they turn into a brick wall. They don't scream, they don't cry, they just stop moving. You can argue until you are blue in the face, and they will sit there, arms crossed, refusing to admit they might be wrong. Their defensiveness is silence and stubbornness. They view changing their mind as a weakness. If you push them too hard, they will shut down completely and ignore you for days. They are the masters of the silent treatment. They aren't protecting their feelings. They are protecting their pride and their right to be right. Number 5, Aries. For Aries, the best defense is a nuclear offense. If you criticize them, they will attack you before you finish the sentence. "I'm selfish?" Well, you're lazy. They don't process the feedback. they just react to the threat. It is pure instinct. They view criticism as a challenge to their dominance, and they refuse to back down. They will escalate a small comment into a screaming match in 3 seconds flat. However, their anger burns out fast. They will scream, defend themselves aggressively, and then 5 minutes later ask what you want for dinner like nothing happened. Number 4, Pisces. Pisces defends themselves by becoming the victim. If you tell them they forgot to pay a bill, they will dissolve into tears and ask why you are being so mean to them. They make you feel like a monster for even bringing it up. It is an emotional smokescreen. They aren't trying to manipulate you, usually. They are just genuinely overwhelmed by negative feedback. They take everything as a personal rejection. Their defense is helplessness. By falling apart, they force you to stop criticizing them and start comforting them instead. It is a brilliant, if exhausting, strategy. Number 3, Leo. A Leo's ego is their most fragile organ. If you criticize them, you are not just disagreeing, you are insulting their majesty. They get defensive because they need to be adored, and criticism feels like a withdrawal of love. They will make a scene. "After all I've done for you," is their catchphrase. They will list every good deed they have ever done to prove you wrong. They don't just get mad, they get deeply, theatrically hurt. The pride must be protected. They need constant reassurance that they are still the main character in your story. They need you to apologize for hurting their feelings, even if your criticism was completely valid. Number 2, Scorpio. Scorpio treats criticism like a physical attack. They are constantly scanning for betrayal, so if you offer feedback, they immediately wonder, what is their real agenda? They build a fortress around their emotions. They don't lash out like Aries. They plot. They will remember exactly what you said and use it against you 6 months later. They are defensive because they are terrified of being vulnerable. To admit a fault is to expose a weak spot, and a Scorpio never exposes a weak spot. Trust is a currency they don't spend lightly, and criticism feels like theft. They will deflect, deny, and turn the tables until you are the one apologizing. Number 1, Cancer. Cancer is the crab, hard shell, soft inside. If you tap that shell even slightly, they retreat immediately. They take everything personally. You could complain about the weather, and a Cancer would think you are blaming them for the rain. Their defensiveness is a survival instinct. They hold on to hurtful words forever. If you criticize them, they view it as a betrayal of the relationship. They don't just defend the specific action. They defend their entire character. They will withdraw into their shell and nurse that wound for years, never letting you forget the time you hurt them. Conclusion: defensiveness is just a shield we use to protect our soft spots. Whether you fight back, shut down, or laugh it off, we all want to be seen as good enough. The next time you feel that wall going up, ask yourself what you are really protecting. If this ranking hit a nerve, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more astrological reality checks. See you next time.